Yeah.
Yesterday it wasn't going on.
I know.
Yeah. All right, folks. Let me make sure that I'm good here as far
Yep,
as
yep.
sound is concerned here. Folks, we are live here from the Good Eatin in Byram, Mississippi. I'm Trellis Williams, your host, right alongside Coach Chris Thigpen of the Terry Bulldogs. This is the South 78 football show. Please be sure to go ahead and hit that subscribe button right now, like and share. But, Coach, look, coming into another week, this one is a big road trip, long road trip. We're going to be traveling 2.5 hours down there to Lucedale, Mississippi to take on George County. This is a place of great memories, Coach. Last time we went down there, we were partying on the way back.
That's right.
In the playoff game a couple years ago, first round, back when they were in the other region,
That's right.
played them the first round, knocked them off. What's the feeling going into this week's ball game? You sit at 7-1, looking good, trying to close out the season, and maybe be able to host a playoff game. I know that's the goal.
That's the goal. Like you said, we went down there in 23 underdogs, and
Yep.
Nobody really gave us a chance, but our kids believed they really wanted to, be remembered, and that's something I talked to that senior class about. And R.J. Hall, who's now starring at Hines, had a game,
Yeah.
and it was kind of weird. That whole day, his demeanor was just, it was very, very different. It was almost like, I was wondering if he's sick. I would ask him, hey, man, you okay? You good? He's like, Coach, I'm ready. I'm good. But he was very quiet. And, man, he exploded that game, had six touchdowns, and scored every way possible. Our defense played just well enough at the end to get a stop. Had that team not had Deuce Knight, we probably would have beat them 40-14.
Yeah.
But Deuce Knight was a very special player who was only a junior at the time. But he did a tremendous job of extending plays. And
he had a big game.
Yes, he had a huge game. His accuracy to running the ball, he was strong. He could see the field well. He could be on the right hash, make throws to the left hash of the field. And that's not something you see very much in high school with quarterbacks. But, he's a Power 4 talent. And there's no doubt in my mind why he's at Auburn right now. But, going down there again this Friday, it's kind of sort of similar thing. They're not as good as they were with Deuce Knight, but I think they found an identity when they played Hattiesburg. They had kind of been reeling, trying to figure out which way they're going to go. But they want to run the football right at you. They want to put you in the phone booth. They want to, have the game on their offensive end really be played between the hashes. They have a very strong running back. The kid runs the ball really, really hard. I think he had 36 carries last week versus Hattiesburg. And he's their best offensive player. And so, Coach Causey, I believe, was the defensive coordinator last time we played him in 23. He's now the head football coach. And so a lot of those coaches are still on that staff, Coach Ray's staff, that we defeated in 23. So they're somewhat familiar with us. We've only played them once since I've been the head coach at Terry. My first year at Terry, they were in our region. We played at Terry, and they beat us by a touchdown. And then the following year, which was a COVID year, they had to forfeit due to COVID.
Yeah.
So it'll be a long trip. Friday will be a long day for us. That's what myself and my staff has kind of been planning, trying to make sure we work out all the logistics of, the trip down there, where we're going to stop, where we're going to eat, all the equipment that we'll take. All that stuff has to be carefully planned out.
Yeah.
Even with our Booster Club people, our supporters, people that help us. So, it almost has a playoff feel.
Yeah.
It almost has a playoff feel going down there this Friday. And so for us, we got to go play well. We can't hurt ourselves in any phase of the game. And so I think we had a really good week of practice. And tomorrow we'll go over some some minor details, some very small details that could potentially be big in a game, and the next day is Friday.
Definitely, and you say that it has a playoff feel. Well, Coach, we're getting close to that time.
That's right.
You've already established the fact that you're going to be in the playoffs. I don't think it's possible to not make the playoffs at this point since you got the 2 wins over Jim Hill and Forest Hill, and they're going to be battling it out this upcoming week between themselves. And so neither one of them can catch you guys. So you make the playoffs, and then you got this game, which is a grueling trip on the road, taking on George County, and then you got the big one next week at home to close out the series, close out the season against Hattiesburg. So, Coach, how are you getting these guys in that playoff mindset, because it's about that time?
Well, today is the first day. It was really, really cool.
That's right.
It's I had on a sleeve. Some guys had on sleeves at practice, but I told them, I said, guys, this is the time of the year where we want to be playing football.
Yep.
Like, we started out, it was super hot. Then it kind of cooled off. But this is the time of the year where we really want to be playing ball. We're coming up on the last week of October. We want to go into November and play for another month. We play for another month. We give ourselves a chance to win a championship. And that has to be our goal. We're off to the best start we've had since 2006. At Terry Hyde, and the best start we've ever had since being 6A. We've never been 7-1 since Terry's been a 6A program. That was kind of when they were 4A, and so but I think our group, even our senior group, they were sophomores when we went to George County in 23. Runday Baker started at running back.
He did.
Braden Gibson played that game. Amari Whalen played. We had some guys when Jaden Luckett played. We had some guys that played during that game 2 years ago, and they played in the playoffs last year. So hopefully with that experience we got with the senior group, they kind of understand where we are and the opportunity we have. We do have some bumps and bruises, and I told guys, hey, at this point of the year, you're not just going to be 100% just healthy where you just feel the best. Some things you've got to really, really fight through.
Yeah.
Even in practice, it's more mental, at this point than it'll be physical, I think, for us. And then, like you said, going down there, having them play well on the road to see if you're battle tested, that's a big challenge for us. And that's a challenge I hope that as a staff and as a team, we're ready to take on and accomplish on Friday, because we come back the following week, and we have a very short week, and we have Hattiesburg at home. A team that played for the state championship last year.
They did.
A team that is a great program, and in a lot of ways, what we're doing at Terry, what we have done at Terry, has kind of mirrored what Coach Vance did all those years at Hattiesburg. Having a chance to work with him, earlier in my career, and just kind of watch his program balloon to what it is now, to where they're contenders year in and year out. We want to be contenders year in and year out. That's something I think we're very, very close to. But we got to go out and prove it on the field. We got to go out and prove it on the field. They still have great support at Hattiesburg from the top down, from the superintendent to the principal to the athletic director. Their structure within their football program is something that rivals very few schools, and they have been the exception. And Coach Kendall Lacey came in this year from out of state, and they haven't missed a beat. He's obviously proven he's a really good coach. He has a really good staff, even though they had some staff turnover. A lot of his assistant coaches I know I had a chance to work with at some point. I've kind of seen their growth, so they have everything in place to be successful. And I always tell people, man, success leaves clues. Like, you don't have to go and guess and say, oh, I think this will work. No, you got to look at the people that are having a lot of success, how they're doing it, and then you try to duplicate it where you are.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Coach, I want to talk about this last week a little bit. Took on Jim Hill. It's a game. You're up 48-0 at halftime. I mean, that's enough said there. You win 55-6, and it was kind of a crazy score on their part with the pick six and everything like that. So you handle Jim Hill in that game, but kind of talk about that a little bit because we saw from your quarterback, Brady Busby. I know that you're playing against a team that you're handling and everything like that, but his passing is looking very precise right now. The precision is very good. Ball straight to the hands with zip and everything. Your receivers are doing a good job right now. The team looked very sharp, even on a basic execution level, even though you had the other team overmatched. What did you take away from that game against Jim Hill?
Well, Coach Benson put it in simple terms. After the game, we were just kind of talking about the game. He said, we came out and did what we were supposed to. We didn't
Yep.
play around with them. We
No.
didn't leave any doubt. Like, we jumped on them early and we dominated them. And at this point in the season, when you're better than a team, that's how you should do. You should come out and it should hit. You should hit on all cylinders. It's almost like killing a gnat with a sledgehammer. And we talked at halftime, talked to the
Yep.
staff. We wanted to get some of our younger guys in, and we made a decision on offense, and we would sub on defense as well. That we were going to get some of our junior varsity guys in, and they played. I think they got offensive. We got 2 drives the second half. Had it not been a running clock, they would have played more.
I mean, Jim Hill they held their possession the entire third quarter.
Yeah, they did. And we had some young guys in on defense, and so they did a good job, I guess, of getting some reps. But the main thing is, Tyler threw that interception. He thought we had tagged the RPO to the run, but it wasn't an RPO. But we had been practicing it all week. But in the game, we didn't give it to him. And he threw it. The receivers, they weren't. They did what they were supposed to do. It was just kind of miscommunication there. But we come back that second offensive drive.
Yeah.
And you saw Cole Reed.
That's
Cole
right.
Reed had a heck of a time running the ball, and he's a young player that we're really excited about. That we think could probably start for a lot of people. Brandon Duplessis could start in the backfield right now.
Yep.
If we needed him to. And so we feel really good about those young players we have. But I'm tell you this now, we got some young receivers that are coming, and they're competing, and they're gonna grow and get bigger. They're gonna get faster, but I really like the trajectory of some of our offensive skill guys. They're young, but I'm telling you, I've seen it before. They got what it takes. They go against our first team defense.
Yeah.
Some in practice, and one of the kids today, man, he made one of our starters look like he was just that guy, And Tyler's going to be really good at quarterback. He's accurate. He's going to get bigger and faster. And so I believe we're in a good place. To talk about Brady, I was really happy Brady had a game like he had because I felt at some point he was like, Coach, I got to throw some touchdowns. I was like, yeah, listen, I understand I played quarterback. I understand where your mindset is. I said, but your job is to make really good decisions, be accurate when we do throw it, and get the team in the end zone. And so all that other stuff will come. Now he's 7-1. I think he's thrown for over 1,000 yards. He's got 12 touchdowns and 1 interception. So
it's really good.
That's a great efficiency.
That's a great ratio.
For the quarterback. But he's give him a lot of credit. This is his second year start, so he's supposed to be better. And, but the ball comes out on time. I think we're playing to his strengths as a quarterback. We're not doing Lamar Jackson type stuff with Brady because that's not Brady's skill set. So, but if we can run the ball, throw some play action, throw quick games, and tag some RPOs to what we're doing, I think he does that well, especially with his baseball background.
Yeah.
So I'm very, very proud of him to this point. He works hard, and we go over stuff, and he gets it. So you want that out of the quarterback position. You need that out of the quarterback position, especially at the 6A level. You think about some of the top quarterbacks in 6A South. Last year, Deuce Vance was a coach's son.
That's right.
I think a 3-year starter. Got his team to the state championship the year before. Tootie Lindsay had a super great team, and he was kind of a game manager for West Jones. But this year, Tootie's a threat to not only just run the ball, but his passing has really, really improved to an
It
elite
has.
level. So when you and that's
He changed that
he
game.
changed the game,
Yeah.
with his arm. Hattiesburg has a really good quarterback. He's a young guy, but what they ask him to do offensively, he plays well within their scheme. The film I saw on them, he makes really good decisions, and so I'm not really sure about the coach region just yet. I know Picayune is going to run the football.
Yeah, yeah.
They want to kind of put you in the phone booth.
And even Pascagoula, they've started to they've started to come together pretty nicely as well.
Pascagoula is going to get on a roll. Their starting middle linebacker last year is now the starting quarterback. So if you go up against Pascagoula, you may not. I don't know how well he throws the ball, but I know he's a big guy.
Yeah.
So you got to defend Jackson in the backfield at the running back position, and you got to defend against the quarterback run stuff.
Yep.
So on defense, you got to try to pick how you want to tackle. Can you play man cover and get pressure on them? Can you tackle quarterback and the running back at the same time? So 6A South is a very tough group of teams left, but I like the parity in it because I think if you play well enough on any given night, any team can beat just about any team.
Yeah.
So as a coach, hey, you just know we got a shot.
And, Coach, I know that we're in the 6A South, but we even saw it in the 6A North. We
Oh,
saw
yeah.
South Panola
Oh, yeah.
go beat Grenada, and so at this
That's
point,
right.
who knows? Who knows what's going to be happening there?
Ridgeland is playing well.
They're playing well. Warren Central's good,
Warren
too.
Central is good. So I think that's one of the best things the High School Association did for former 6A was create that extra classification.
Yeah, for sure.
So now the parity between 6 and 7A is great. Pearl upset Petal.
Yeah, that was
They were at the bottom of the rankings in
Yeah.
7A, but and like I said, any given night, you
Yep.
got to come ready to play.
Absolutely. I wanted to kind of ask you a little bit what you thought about the crowd on Friday. The crowd came in real nicely. I mean, we were on the Terry side completely packed.
Right.
We had folks standing behind the fence, and everything like that. I know it's homecoming night, obviously.
Right.
But the thing is, Coach, is that if you're able to win these next 2 weeks, well, first of all, you got to go play that last home game.
That's right.
But if you're able to win those last 2 weeks, you'd be in the playoffs at Bulldog Field, and so you would need those fans out there for that last senior night game, and then also in the playoffs, Coach. Kind of make the appeal to the fans here because that makes a big difference. I felt the energy there at Bulldog Field on Friday.
Yeah, you definitely felt it. I think I might have said something to somebody after the game about the first 2 years, this time of the year, basketball season starting. We didn't just have great crowds,
Yeah.
But now, with the type of football we're playing, hopefully that brings out more people and not even the casual fan. Our diehard fans are going to come and support us, but we want to grab the casual fans like, oh, hey, it's the game at Terry. Let's go to Terry and watch the game. But I will say this, yes, next Thursday, not Friday, next Thursday.
Yeah.
South 78, man. We got Hattiesburg Tigers rolling in there, and we need everybody to be there. To be there early. We'll start our senior appreciation night at 6 o'clock. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have a senior that's graduating and this is their last year playing football, we're calling out all dads, grandpas, uncles to our senior night festivities that'll start at 6. We'll have a pat and go for the fathers and sons.
Yep.
That's something we've done. It's something I really, really like doing. We'll let the dads, uncles, and granddads come out and play catch maybe one more time with their son on the field right before we play our last scheduled home game.
Yep.
And then probably at a right, maybe 6, 15-ish or so, we'll start recognizing all the other seniors,
Yep.
with their families. So families be on time, and You know, we'll have media people there to take pictures. You guys will be there and probably get the footage. But
Yep.
we want a lot of people at the game. We want that same crowd to show up so we could really take advantage of having home field advantage, versus Hattiesburg.
No, 100%. I mean, that is such a big deal, and I felt like, I mean, you had Jim Hill overmatched for sure, but at the same time, I felt like the focus was there, the crowd was behind them,
Oh, yeah.
your guys. But next week, taking on Hattiesburg again, that's November 6th on Thursday, November 6th of next week. This week, the Bulldogs take on George County. But what you need to do is follow us here on the TSJW Network. You always know what's going on, for sure. And so, last question for you, Coach. Do we have any updates on the health of our guys, or how are we looking on that front?
Well, no one's just out that's a starter. We do have some guys.
And I know guys are banged up
We do
because
have
we're
guys.
late in the season, but
We do have guys that's banged up. We do have guys that's, battling little bumps and bruises.
Yeah.
For the most part, we should have all our guys we've been starting and counting on, ready to go. One you'll get a chance to talk to, Zion Barnell. He'll be ready to go, but we need him to play big time.
Yep.
Within our defensive scheme, he's part of our game plan. I talked to Amari Whalen today. I said, "Look, man, big fella. I know you're not feeling the best, but hey, man, this is your senior year.
Yeah.
You don't get the chance to do this one over again. Whatever's going to happen in the future, we can't control, but what we control right now is how we approach this. Our psychological
Definitely.
disposition to football and this opportunity we have in front of us. It could take off for you, it could take off for us, but we got to lock into the moment and give it your all.
Yep.
And so I remind them that over and over and over again, and I know our coaches do too.
Yeah.
But they need to hear it because this only lasts for a moment for them.
100%. Folks, we got more guests right here on the South 78 Football Show. We appreciate you, Coach.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Definitely, and it is brought to you by the Good Eatin. Right here in Byram, Mississippi. You gotta come on through. Man, the burgers are good, the wings are good, the fries are good. Also loaded potatoes, like baked potatoes and all that kind of stuff. We got a lot of good stuff here at the Good Eatin. Good Eatin right here in Byram, Mississippi, right outside the South Point Center on the frontage road across from I-55. Man, what's going on, Zion? Good to have you. Hey, man, if you could just back that up just a little bit, kind of right where it was when Coach was sitting in it so we can have good setup here. And, yep, you're good right there. So, Zion Varnell, defensive end for the Terry Bulldogs, done a lot of good things for this team this year. And, listen, you're a quick fella, so you can get past that line. Kind of talk about this team. Look, you take on Jim Hill. Y'all did real well. Y'all kind of just ran over them. I mean, if we're just being straight up, 48-0 at halftime. I think that's enough said there. But kind of talk about that game. I mean, listen, you're coming off a loss against West Jones, and I know you guys were focused and ready to go. Kind of talk about the mindset going into that game.
All right, so, going into that game, the whole defense had a chip up on our shoulder because, our standard is 0 points. And so, leaving that game, we gave up way more than 0 points, the scoreboard showed it. So,
Yep.
We came there, wanting to, strike fear in the other team and, dominate, in which we did. And us dominating them from, the line of scrimmage, the secondary, just all over, led us to get our players that normally don't get some reps on varsity.
Yeah, for sure. That was a big thing for the team. I mean, you can't even stress that enough for guys who are younger, getting an opportunity to actually play in some real deal battle. And listen, you guys took care of business, allowed those guys that opportunity, which is a great thing there. So kind of moving forward to this next week, your big trip there, taking down to George County. This is a team that you guys haven't played in a couple of years. They're new to this region this season. How are you guys preparing? What's Coach Benson and Coach Thigpen, how are they preparing you guys on that defense for this ball game?
It's just a whole bunch of power and counter because, that's all they like to run, power and counter. So, the front seven is going to have to go this game and, really,
Yep.
kind of, I don't want to say nut up, but, yeah.
Yeah.
They have to bring it.
Yeah, definitely, absolutely. So my final question for you. So I know, listen, you're a defensive end that is you're based on like being quick, getting off that line. You're not as big as like a middle, defensive lineman or whatever like that. Kind of talk about that and talk about just kind of your mindset towards your skill set and your abilities in terms of playing defense.
So like playing defense, like you said, I'm already a smaller guy, so like I gotta know my strengths and my weaknesses. And my strength is getting off the ball and getting there fast, and just hoping that he don't like grab me or like hold me or something like that. So yeah, I mainly like focus on like speed and whatnot. So.
Absolutely. So, okay, last question for you. So, moving forward to the end of this season, you guys have big goals. You're 7-1 right now. You've already nailed down playoffs, but the big goal here is to be able to host a playoff game. And if you guys win the last 2 games, you'll host a playoff game at Bulldog Field first round. Talk about that and how much that means to you and your team to try to go for that.
That's gonna be a real big accomplishment, like not only for the team, but like for the school, because I don't think in like Terry history we ever hosted a playoff game.
Yeah, not in 6A, no.
Okay.
Yeah, back when we were smaller, but definitely not in the long time.
So yeah, we'll be making history doing that. So, yeah.
For sure, 100%. So listen, Zion, we appreciate you joining us. Absolutely. We got more coming up right here on the show. Yep, I'm right here with Jamar May of the Terry Bulldogs. Appreciate you being with us, man. So listen, part of this Terry Bulldogs football team, and look, 7-1 year. Team's been doing very well. Kind of talk about this season and what you've seen from this team.
I've just been seeing the guys work hard all week. We've been preparing. Like we all preparing to reach one common goal. See that goal ball. Be playing in late December, late November, late December. We all preparing to go. We all preparing for one goal. Like we all just preparing to reach one goal.
Absolutely. I mean, listen, that's the big thing, and you guys are you're in good position here. 7-1 on the season. Got 2 more regular season games, and if you're able to win those 2, you're hosting a playoff game. So you're in a position where it's pretty good right now. How do you push forward to the end and accomplish that goal?
We just gotta separate ourselves from the other teams that they not working as hard. They not prepared for the harsh weathers. We just gotta work harder. Like when everybody else resting, we working. Longer practices is just going hard at each other every single day, day in, day out. Even getting work after practice. It's just anything to give us the edge on our rivals or whoever we playing against for the 6A championship.
Now the cold has arrived. Today it was pretty chilly outside. I bundled up a little bit more today for the show, but listen, so you guys are putting in that work. Now listen, you take on George County on the road, long road trip here. How are you guys preparing for this game specifically?
Well, we got the best defensive coordinator in the state, the best coaches on the defensive side of the ball. We've been preparing, we know what they're doing, we know what they're trying to do.
Yep.
We've been talking about this all week. They just lining up to run the football, I formation. Our defense designed to stop the run. So it's like it's nothing that we ain't seen before. Like we just got to come out and be the more physical team, just work harder, and we'll come out victorious.
100%. Appreciate you joining us.
Thank you.
So I'm right here with Caleb Stamps of the Terry Bulldogs. Appreciate you joining us, man.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, for sure. So listen, 7-1 start, great start to the season. What have you seen from this team so far this year? Obviously, historic start.
I seen that we really want to make history again because it's been 71 since 2006, so we just want to keep adding on to make history.
100%. So you take on George County on Friday night, long trip, 2.5-hour drive down there. to Lucedale, Mississippi to take them on. How are you guys preparing for this game? This is a team that's a little different from last year. They got a new coach and a new kind of offensive look here. George County does, but listen, they gave Hattiesburg a tough game last week. Hattiesburg ended up separating, but at the beginning it was very close. How are you guys preparing for this game?
Well, it's going to be super cold down there, so the coaches making sure we prepare for the weather condition. We just go in, do our best, put full effort toward everything every down.
Yeah, it sounds like it's going to be cold, so so we'll be out there doing that. But listen, so moving forward to the end of the season, you got 2 more regular season games. If you win them both, you'll be hosting a playoff game at Bulldog Field for the first time and since the Bulldogs have been 6A, so big deal here. How do you guys accomplish that goal?
Well, listen to what our coaches say, do everything they tell us, because that's the only thing that's going to get us better and get us in a position we want to be. So, yeah, that's all.
Caleb, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
A South 78 football show right here brought to you by the Good Eatin. We're going to be joined by Coach Johnson here. What's going on, Coach?
Trellis, my guy.
Oh,
How
yeah.
you making it, my friend?
I'm doing well, doing well. It's got a little cold all of a sudden.
Yes, indeed, man.
It-
Just a little chill. Gets me excited because it means it's getting close to state championship time.
That is true. It's an exciting time of year for sure.
Absolutely.
When that cold hits. And listen, you guys take on George County on Friday night.
Yes,
right
sir.
now, 7-1 start to the year. Historic start for this program.
Absolutely.
And now you got 2 regular season games that if you're able to win them, you'll be hosting a playoff game at Bulldog Field, which would be huge for this program. Kind of talk about how you guys are preparing these players to try to reach that goal there.
Well, it's been a process, and we've been trying to get these guys to understand that, hey, man, we got to take it one game at a time, one play at a time, one assignment at a time. And as long as we take care of what we've been trained to take care of, everything will work itself out, and we should end out up on top. But, you know, they're going to test us, and they're going to give us a trial. So we just want to be, you know, mentally ready for what we're about to get into, because, I mean, we really want that home playoff game, and we really want to hold that trophy at the end of the year. So it's all about business right now, my friend.
For sure. You're taking on George County. This could be a very sneaky team right here because right now, you know, their record's not very good. They start off the season kind of in a lull, but they played well. A lot better as in the last couple weeks. Now they're hosting this game against you guys, and they'll definitely be ready for it. How are you guys keeping your guys focused when you're coming in with a better-looking record, but, listen, it starts off 0-0 here?
Absolutely. And, well, our approach, you know, we look at it like this here. Anybody can be beat or whatnot.
Yep.
I mean, it all has to be taken care of in between the trenches. You know, shout out to their coaching staff. They have done a great job with getting those guys, you know, a little bit more prepared, you know, and whatnot. But we feel like we got the better hand. We feel like, you know, what we're training our guys to do, the discipline that we're teaching them to have, is going to push us through in hard times. So we plan on coming out being fast, physical, and disciplined in everything that we're doing, and we're gonna give it all we got.
So, Coach, you do a lot of coaching on the defensive side of the ball, and the defense was a major concern going into the season. But as the season's come along, I mean, the defense has been great. I mean, it's done a great job. I mean, so, like, that concern ended up being something that was relieved for all Bulldog fans. But kind of talk about how you continue to keep that going, especially when you get some guys that are getting banged up a little bit. They have to be able to push through that. How do you keep them on the same mark?
Well, I gotta say, I'm a former linebacker, so I'm a first and foremost say that I feel like defense wins championships.
Yep.
So when you got a good defense, you give yourself a chance to, you know, get a ball back to the offense as many times as possible to put some points on the board. So as long as we stay grounded, like I said, as long as we do what we're trained and what we're told to do, we should be fine. I mean, I like our chances. I like our offense's chances. So we go hand to hand, and we pretty much try to feed off each other's energy and, you know, and try to do the best we can every time we come out. So I really feel like it's going to be an exciting game, and it's going to be something that nobody will want to miss.
Yep.
Because we plan on putting on the show, offense and defensively.
Definitely. Coach Johnson, we appreciate you joining us.
Always a pleasure.
Absolutely. And so I don't know if Coach is wanting us to get another guest or not. He's ordering his food here from Good Eatin. Okay. So we're good on today. He's ordering his food from the Good Eatin. I'm about to get me some wings, folks, because those wings are so good. I'm about to get me some here tonight. But before I do that, I'm going to exit the scene right here. Folks, we appreciate you joining us for the South 78 Football Show. I'm your host, Trellis Williams. The Terry Bulldogs head down to Lucedale, Mississippi on Friday night. Kickoff at 7 p.m. as they take on the Rebels of George County. Should be a very interesting one there. And the Bulldogs look to get to 8-1, which would be a historic start, especially here in the Coach Thigpen era. We appreciate you joining us. Please be sure to hit the subscribe button to the TSJW Network YouTube channel. Hit that subscribe button right now and like and share with anyone else who'd be interested. It's getting good, folks. It is getting good right now. We out.